Each and every single individual that's born into the world has a calling, has a purpose. It could be working at McDonald's, like I said. It could be working at Pizza Hut. It could be drawing, drawing,
Yeah, I used to draw.
painting. It could be helping people, generally helping people to heal their body. Being a nurse, being a doctor, being a psychiatrist, uh, being a senator, being uh, in the House of Representatives, and also being president of the United States. All these are gifted people somewhere, somehow. So each and every single individual that's born is born for a purpose.
Mhm.
So mine just happened to be working out.
And glad you find it when you were younger, right?
Found it when I was 12 years old.
Mhm.
And I'm tell you how I found it. When I was about 9, real early, 9, 10, 11 years old, it started at 9, because I can remember back this far. Every time I would go somewhere, people were like, "Man, you kind of muscular. You work out it?" I'm like, "No, I don't work out. I'm just a kid." What's working out anyway? And it just kept on, kept on, kept on for like 2, 3 years. Everywhere I go somewhere, somebody would just ask me, as a 9, 10, 11-year-old kid, after a while, you get kind of interested and just mind is wondering like, all these people are asking me if I work out. First of all, I'm tired of saying no.
Mhm.
So now I want to do something different in that area. So at 12, I just walked into the gym one day and just started working out, started doing, what I thought was
Mhm.
working out. I see some photos on the wall and see some people doing stuff. And
Mhm.
I'd also, every now and then there will be books in the gym, people working out. So I just look at those and start doing what they were doing. So now I'm going places. People are asking me, "You work out? You kind of muscular. You look kind of good." I'm like, "Yeah, I work out now.
Mhm.
Uh, I work out everywhere I go. I can say I work out now." And after a while, I started like, "Man, I enjoy this. I feel kind of good. I can see my body, growing a little bit. Even at 12 years old, because everybody just grows, And about a year into it, I'm like, I really, really, truly love this, and I started looking forward to doing it. And then I was in junior high, and one of the guys from the high school came over and saw me. He was like, "Man, you pretty muscular guy. You need to be on our powerlifting team. We really love it if you joined our powerlifting team when you came to the high school." I'm like, "Man, I would love it." And my first year in high school, I was on the powerlifting team, traveling with those same guys all across the state, competing in powerlifting shows. So I fell in love with powerlifting. So now I'm getting bigger and stronger, and girls are all excited when I come around. So that is
Was it
encouraging me to
something
work
that
out.
made you like work out more?
'Cause I get getting stronger,
Yeah.
and I kept getting bigger, and I kept getting more muscular, and I got more attention.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me ask you this: like, why were you so competitive and disciplined on working out? Because, for example, there are people that does it because of their family. For example, there are people that makes it because they want to get money,
Mhm.
because they want to achieve and win something. Like, what was the reason you did that on that level? Was it because of someone?
No,
No.
no, it was some from within.
Mhm.
I like I liked the way I felt, seemed like I had more energy throughout the day, and then I was happier, and then, like I said, I got these looks from people like, "Man, this guy looks good." And then, of course, the girls were interested in me, and So that made me feel real good about myself too. So
Mhm.
I'm looking at all this positivity I'm getting from working out, and I'm just getting more passionate about doing it. And I mean, because of the way I felt, it seemed like I got more energy throughout the day. Especially after I worked out, I felt like energized and ready to take on the world. And that just stimulated my mind
Mhm.
in a way at that age. And of course, it just builds up your confidence. You doing other things. You like, oh man, I conquered that gym thing pretty good. If I conquered that and felt good and saw some results, I can do it in just about anything. So I started getting into learning, getting into reading, getting into writing. I worked on everything that my teachers was like, man, you need to work on your writing. You can make it look better than what you're doing. You can do better than that. So I would just practice my writing and stuff. And then I would be in these classes where you had to type, and again, my instructors, you need to work on that. You need to get better at that. And I'm like, okay, if I can do it in the gym, I can do it just about anywhere I wanted to do it. I just take that same mentality that I had in the gym and I would apply it to the classroom. And it always worked out. I got to the point where I was typing 65 words a minute instead of doing 10, 15 when I first started. So there was always progress in everything I was doing because I was always applying myself. I was always finding a way to motivate myself and get better because I saw how the results had worked in the gym. So I
Mhm.
pretty much applied that to
Mhm.
everything I did.
Okay.
I
And
found a formula that worked on one thing, and I used it on everything.
mhm. I was watching some videos of you the day before yesterday, and you were a policeman, right?
Yep. Hmm.
And you
Best
were
job ever.
a big one, a,
Big one,
a big
biggest
one.
one out there.
And I laughed when you told to somebody that all of your colleagues at the police had a fight someday,
Yeah,
but you
I
never
never
did.
had one.
You never had
Nobody
one
never challenged me ever. And
because you were giant.
I was a giant. I was a beast. I was King Kong.
What was like your peak size and weight
330.
in kilos?
In kilos, like 140, huh? Somewhere in there.